Hey guys, it's week 10 of the NFL season, so let's get right to it. Let's get to the picks. But first, let's see how I did last week. So let's go through the scores and who I picked and from week number 9. Alright, so the first game was a Thursday night game. It was the 49ers versus the Cardinals. The 49ers won the game 28-25. I picked the 49ers. I start the week off 1-0. Let's go. Second game was the Texans versus the Jaguars. The Texans won 26-3. I picked the Texans, so I start off the week 2-0. The third game is the Eagles versus the Bears. The Eagles won 22-14. I start the week off pretty good, 3-0, but things will get worse from here, so don't worry. It's not a perfect week. The fourth game was the Vikings versus the Chiefs. I picked the Vikings. The Chiefs won 26-23. Their backup quarterback, Matt Moore, won his second game in a row. This week, we're not sure if Patrick Mahomes is back or not. They're both sharing first team reps in practice. So it'll be interesting to see, does Mahomes come back this week? Even though he still has a chance to re-injure that knee. So I personally, I would not have him play this week because why risk that? But who knows? They are playing the Titans. So the next game is the Colts versus the Steelers. The Steelers with a big victory against the Colts, 26-24. I thought the Steelers were dead in the water, but they've come back. Mason Rudolph has been playing lights out. The running back was out, but they have Jalen Samuels, who is like a running back tight end. He caught 14 passes last week. So he was instrumental in the victory. The next game was the Dolphins versus the Jets, and I had the big shout out to Katie's Corner, who are big Miami Dolphins fans. I said there's no way that the Dolphins were going to win, and guess what? I should have picked the Dolphins because the Dolphins got their very first victory, 26-18 against the Jets. Two very bad teams. The Jets are just going downhill. But yeah, the Dolphins with their first victory. The next one was the Bills versus the Redskins. I picked the Bills. The Bills won 24-9. The Titans versus the Panthers. I'm a big Titans fan, but I picked the Panthers to win, and of course, the Panthers won 30-20. They also have bad news. Their starting quarterback, Cam Newton, who's been hurt since week 2, is officially probably done for the season with his foot injury. So their rookie quarterback, who was actually doing really good, is going to keep on playing, and hopefully they're going to run the season with the rookie quarterback. The next game was the Lions versus the Raiders. I should have picked the Raiders, but I picked the Lions. The Raiders won 31-24. The next game was the Buccaneers versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks won 40-34. Russell Wilson had an unbelievable day. Just through and through and through. I know DK Metcalf had 2 receiving touchdowns. Tyler Lockett had 2 receiving touchdowns. It was a big-time game for Russell and his receivers. The next game was the Packers versus the Chargers. And I picked the Packers, and the Chargers won 26-11. Aaron Rodgers with a dud of a game, which it's going to happen throughout the season. So the Packers lose their second game. Not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. I think that's just a one-off. They just couldn't do anything all week. So right now I'm 6-5. The next game was the Browns versus the Broncos. I picked the Browns, and the Broncos won 24-14, so it gets me back to 500. Oh no, not good. Now the biggest upset, I had picked the Baltimore Ravens to beat the 8-0 Patriots, 7-0 Patriots. Well, they hadn't lost a game yet. I picked the Ravens. The Ravens won. Yes, let's go. Lamar Jackson. The New England defense, New England's defense has been lights out all season. They couldn't figure out the power rushing game of the Baltimore Ravens. They have their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He takes 2 strides and he's gone for like 50 yards. Unbelievable. So the Ravens won the game, 37-24. Way to go, boys. And the last game is the Cowboys versus the Giants. I'm 7-6. If I lose this one, I go 500. If not, I go 2 games over 500. The Cowboys won. Yes, let's go. I'm 8-6. So my overall record so far this year is 81 victories, 55 losses. Let's get those losses down a little bit. Let's keep it at 55. Let's have a couple perfect seasons right here, right now. So let's start picking week number 10. And the Thursday night game, the game that's on tonight, is the Chargers versus the Raiders. This one's a hard one to pick, because like the Chargers came out, they came out and beat the Green Bay Packers quite handily last week. The Raiders did not win, but they're both in it. They're like the Chiefs are the cream of the crop. Then there's like the Raiders and Chargers, who's in for like a wild card spot possibly if they can win a string along a couple wins. I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I think the Chargers have a better chance to make the playoffs. So I'm gonna pick Philip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers to beat the Oakland Raiders. The next game is the New York Giants versus the New York Jets. It's the team of New Yorks. This one's a tough one. I'll be honest. Both these teams are bad. The Jets, I think, are probably worse than the Giants, so I'm picking the Giants to win this one. The next game is the Falcons versus the Saints. With Drew Brees back and Michael Thomas, their defense is really good. I'm picking the Saints all day, every day. I'm not sure if Matt Ryan is back yet. Matt Ryan's the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. He's been hurt. He was hurt 2 weeks ago. His backup played last week. I'm picking the Saints to win this one. I think the Saints are going to pull this one out. Like I said, the Chiefs versus the Titans. I'm not sure if Patrick Mahomes is back or if Matt Moore is going to play one more week. If I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't want Mahomes back quite yet. I would probably stick with Matt Moore for one more week. It doesn't matter. Matt Moore, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are winning this game. So, yeah, the Titans better do something, and they better do something quick, or they're going to lose a whole whack of games. The Browns versus the Bengals. The Browns are going to get back on the winning track. They're going to beat the Bengals. The Bengals will have AJ Green back, possibly. I say that, and then last night I heard that AJ Green had a setback from his ankle injury, and that he might not be playing this week. This was in practice, of course. So I'm going to pick the Browns regardless. The Bengals have also benched their starting quarterback, Andy Dalton, and they're going to go with their rookie quarterback, who I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, the Bengals are going to go with a rookie quarterback. I'm picking the Browns. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Ravens. It doesn't matter. Yeah, Ravens are going to win no matter what. I can't even read my own writing. Like I can't read my own writing. Okay, Ravens are beating the Bengals, no questions asked. Now the Browns. Okay, the Bills versus Browns. Okay, this one could be a tough one. I've already picked the Browns, but I thought they were playing the Bengals. But now that they're playing the Bills, I don't know if they're going to win this one. The Browns have had a tough schedule so far. I'm going to pick the Browns. I think the Browns are going to come back in the second week. Second half of the year. They're going to win more games than lose. So I'm going to pick the Browns. The next game is the Cardinals versus the Buccaneers. I'm going to pick the Buccaneers for this one. I think the combination of Mike Evans and Jameis Winston has been lights out. The Buccaneers are going to win this one. The next game is going to be a tough one. It's the Lions versus the Bears. I'm going to be picking the Lions in this one. Both teams are kind of like middling in the middle. No one wants to take a big leap or anything. I don't even know if the Lions are going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Lions. The Bears' offense against Philly last week was atrocious. They had like 0 yards in the first half against Philadelphia. So I'm going to go with the Lions. But both teams are bad, just like the Giants and the Jets. The next game is the Dolphins for the Colts. The Colts are going to come back. They're going to get back on the winning streak, the winning ways, and they're going to beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins also had a setback. Their rookie wide receiver, Preston Williams, out for the year. Had a big game last week in their first victory of the season, and now he's out for the year. Not good. I think it's his knee. I think it was an MCL, ACL, something like that. Okay, the next game is the Panthers versus the Packers. I'm going to pick the Panthers in this one. I think the Packers are actually going to lose 2 in a row. It's Christian McCaffrey, MVP candidate. Let's hope Christian McCaffrey wins the MVP this year. I think the MVP should go, it shouldn't just be a quarterback award. Let's make it an everyone award. I'm going to pick Christian McCaffrey, Carolina Panthers to beat the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a big setback for the Pack, but they will get through this. The Rams versus Steelers. The Rams are not... Usually I'm like, the Rams are one of the top teams. Their offense is like lights out. I'm not seeing that this week. I'm not seeing that this week at all. I'm like, the Rams... I'm looking at the Rams name and I'm like, you know what? It's kind of like 5 years ago when they were like not even mentioned. Do I pick the Steelers? Do I pick the Steelers? I can't pick the Steelers. I'm going to pick the Rams. But I think there's a good chance the Steelers could come out with a victory in this game. The Sunday Nighter is the Minnesota Vikings versus the Dallas Cowboys. Actually, this is a really good game. The last two games are probably going to be the games that you want to be watching this week. Sunday night and Monday night. The Sunday night game is the Minnesota Vikings versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys in this one. But it should be an interesting game. The Cowboys have to start making their way back up the standings. The Vikings are right up there as well. This is a must-win for both. So this could be Game of the Week material right here. And the Monday Nighter is the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. Last week I predicted the New England Patriots to lose their first game of the season. Now the 49ers are undefeated. 49ers defense has been lights out. Their offense has been good enough to win. Bordering on almost elite. They have an elite tight end. Their quarterback could become elite. They traded for a wide receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, who they needed because their wide receivers have not been doing well. Their running backs, they have like 3 really good running backs. But I'm going to pick Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks to defeat the San Francisco 49ers and giving them their first loss of the season. I'm picking the Seahawks to win this one. Let's go. Seahawks are just, I don't know, I'm feeling their vibe, and they're a pretty good team. Alright, so remember to subscribe to the Cali Enjoyment Squad. Hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Smash that thumbs up button. Share with family and friends. And until next time, peace out. Bye, guys. Enjoy week number 10 of the NFL season. And we will be back at you with week number 11 next week.